Okay, well, hello again on this next day of figuring out how to go from where you are today, whatever your income situation is right now. If you're working crazy hours in a corporate job, if you're staying at home and you're trying to figure out how to create income while you're still staying at home because that's where you want to be, awesome. If you're creating a new business, if you have this idea, if you have a service you want to promote, if you've got some special skill that you want to get out there to the world and you want to figure out how to make an income out of that and actually make a living off of that and really increase your current income even more than it already is, awesome. The big thing is cranking down the time because often that process can take over your life and really not give you the freedom you want because just money with no time isn't great. I know, I've been there. So, what we're going to do every day is we're figuring out a process and we're putting together an income stream in a very small amount of time. I generate all of my income in less than an hour a day. And so I'm going to show you how we're doing that. But this is about you, not how I create my income. I've done it a bunch in different kind of industries and different places. So I'll walk you through the exact process I use, and I'll try to create my own income stream. Another one, another business. We'll just do that, and I'll literally create one right here in front of you. It'll take day by day steps. So we've talked a lot about your dreams and your goals and what you want to accomplish and why. That should help craft some of the income creation stuff, but I'm getting questions about this taking a lot of time. So I get that. And the process of creating your new income stream, your business, is time consuming sometimes. I want to make sure we create the new time that you need. So if you need an hour a day to do this, or 3 hours a day, or 15 minutes a day to keep cranking away at these tasks and getting them done so you can reach that goal of more income, we got to create that time, right? So you're probably already busy. Like, where am I going to stick an hour a day, Chris, or even 15 minutes a day? Well, let's dive into that today. This is a simple process. It's a little bit annoying, quite frankly, because it's detail work. But if you do this process, you'll find the time. All right, this is the first step to finding and freeing up your time. But you have to understand where your time's going first. And you're going to say, Chris, please don't say it's a time log. I've done time logs. It's a time log. Sorry. It is the only way, the simplest way, the purest way to know exactly how your time is used today. It's like going to a coach or physical fitness expert or something like that and standing on the scale and getting your body mass index figured out and seeing how many push-ups or pull-ups or miles you can run, whatever it is. You've got to kind of get a baseline for where you are now. And this timeline that I'll show you is a tool I've used a bunch, and I've used it with a bunch of other people too. It really helps you not just figure out how much time you're using in different categories, but if you could get someone else to do those things for you, what it would cost you. It also helps you figure out, is that something you actually want to keep doing? Is something you're passionate about? I'll explain all that. Let's dive in. Let me show you how this thing works. All right, let's see here. So this is the time log. You can see right here, it's in a Google Sheet. Again, if you want any of these sheets, I'm more than happy to send them to you. Just shoot me an email, chris.williams. I'll type it in right here so you can see my email address, chris.williams at senthold.com. Chris Williams, oh, sorry, chris.williams at senthold, it's spelled senthold.com if you're listening in, that you can write that down. So there it is on the screen. If you want to watch the videos, I'm sure you can click from wherever you're listening to this and find a link and we'll send you over to the videos. But shoot me an email. I'll send you the templates for all this stuff as usual. But more important than the templates, shoot me your questions. If you have a question, I promise 100 other people have the same question, and I'll create a video just for that to help you through whatever your process is. Again, we're here to create income streams and businesses for you that are built around you and your skill set, your product, your service, whatever you want to do, that take very little time on a daily basis to actually manage that income stream. That is what it's all about, freeing up your time and your money. Okay, so let's take a look at this time log real quick. It is not July 4th, 2019 right now. I'm picking a random date. I'll pick up a different random date. Let's just go even farther out in the future. Let's say today is September or October 9, 2019. All right, I'm going to walk you through this time log. You can put your name up here if you like to. I'll just drop my email address up there just so that's kind of organized. And I'll take you through this step by step. So I'll fill out 5 or 6 lines here so you can see how this works, and I'll show you how it totals the bottom and how you can make decisions off of this. You should do this timeline for at least a week. I would prefer 2 weeks because you want to get everything in your day that happens Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, Monday through Sunday, all the way through, even the weekends. If your weekends are like, Chris, I don't want to touch my weekends, I'm not going to be working anything, great, you don't have to do your weekends. But honestly, I would do your weekends. It's not that hard. Once you get in a routine, this gets really simple. At least 14 days. A week, you might get some good data, but things change, right? This Monday is not the same as next Monday, and maybe this Friday afternoon is very different than next Friday afternoon. Some purists say you got to go for a month, but I promise if I say do it for a month, it's going to be really hard. You're not going to want to do it. All right. This is a little bit time consuming, but get in here and do it. Don't worry. You don't have to do this and exclude everything else we're talking about. Do this, start working on the other stuff, but start this today. That way, 2 weeks from now, you can take this back out and review it. And I'll show you what to do. At the end of that 2 weeks, I'll show you what to do to review and to be able to make some good critical decisions. And we'll be referencing this time log in the future as we come back and start figuring out what to delegate, how to hire staff, what kind of systems to buy, what kind of software you should purchase. This thing really helps with those decisions to make sure you're making logical decisions and spending your money wisely and your time wisely. Okay, here's how you document your time. One more thing. Some people say, Chris, I already know how my time's used. I have a calendar. I know what's going on. I know how much I spend on email and on calendaring and hanging out with friends and on Facebook and on the phone and picking up kids. I know, believe it or not, you probably don't. I know you think you do, but a lot of that's based on emotion. Even though it seems like our calendar is not an emotional tool, we experience the things that are happening in our day in a different way than they actually happen. So document and you'll be surprised. And you'll see in a second, it'll really help you make better decisions in the format we have laid out here. Okay, let's get to it. So you're going to put a date in there. Put today's date on the first line. Like right now, as we're doing this video, as you're watching this, literally put today's date on there. And we're going to say, talk to Chris about time log. I'm going to hate this. Well, you might love it, you might hate it, but you'll probably hate it in a few days. But do it. I promise it's worth it. So put in your first activity, literally what we're doing right now. Watch this video, whatever you want to put in there. And then you need to put down a skill set. So sorry, I'm filling in lines here. I'm a little bit anal that way. So the skill set you've got, is this task an easy task? Is it an advanced task? Or is it something specialized? So can anyone do this task? If anyone can do this, anyone can watch this video, right? That's a relatively easy task. And I'm filming this thing right now. I don't know if it's going to take 20 minutes or 5 minutes or 30 minutes for me to roll you through this, but I'm putting 20 minutes down. So let's say the video takes 20 minutes. I'm putting 20 minutes, okay? It's a rather easy task. Now, satisfaction. This is your satisfaction. Do you love it, hate it, or is it neutral? So if you hate doing this, fine. Put hate on there and put the time on there. You're going to say you hate doing it and it takes 20 minutes still. Same as the skill set side. So you're going to notice that these two times match every time, okay? And I'm going to delete a few things here so you can see what this is all about. I was playing with this thing a little bit earlier. Okay. Value to you. Income, expense, or other. Let me explain this. Income means, are you receiving an income for doing this right now? If someone is paying you to watch my videos, wow, I'm flattered, but I doubt that. So this is a valuable thing to you. You're changing your life. You're changing your situation based on what's going on here. So you'd want to put what this is worth to you, okay? If you're not receiving a dollar amount for it, why don't you just leave that blank right now? I'm going to put this in the other section. So we're going to say future income or time. Future income or time. That's what we're trying to create here, right? So there's no expense to you because it's not costing you something to do this. Another thing that we'll use expenses for is if you could pay someone else to do it real quick, all right? Don't get bogged down here. Let me show you another line. Let's just pop one in. Let's say same day. I'm just going to copy and paste the date. By the way, if you just want to copy and paste these dates or drag them down like that, you can click on this little bottom X right here. Anytime you highlight something and drag it down, that's kind of fun. Then you can just click on these and check that out. A little calendar pops up. So you can just pick today's date or any other date you want, okay? So let's just go ahead and get a little line here since we're going to do a bunch in a row. Let's say emails. Emailing is something I don't do, okay? I know I'm asking you to email me, and if you email me a question, somebody on my staff will get it, and they'll compile those, and we'll address them all at once, but I won't be checking my inbox. You'll find that email is a huge time waster, and it's really easy to find someone else who can do that probably better than you can. I'm really bad at email. They sit in my inbox for forever. If you ask someone on my staff, they tell you the same thing. So emails, let's say today, let's say that's relatively advanced. I'm just making this up. And let's say it took me 30 minutes to check my email this morning when I got in the office. Again, I'm making this up as if it was somebody that's doing a regular job on an ongoing basis. A little bit advanced, I'm saying, because some of these emails are specific to me, right? Some of them are junk emails. Anybody can clean that up. You're saying, yeah, but Chris, some people are asking me really serious questions that are based on my skill set, my position at work, the thing I have to do, the club I'm running for the school, whatever it is. I have to answer this question. Great. So it's a little bit advanced. Is it super specialized? Meaning, is it something that only you could do? Probably not. There are other people in the world. There's probably other people in your community that could do the same thing. So it's not hyper specialized. So let's say, do I love emails or not? I'm neutral about it. So I'm going to put the same, again, the same time frame. These are number of minutes we're using right over here in neutral. And let's just say it was part of my day in, day out job to check emails. So I'm going to put that I actually created some income here, okay? Now, I want you to do income and expenses like later at the end of your day every day, but I'm just going to show you step by step here as we're doing this. So I'll just build a little formula right here in the income block. You can do it on your calculator, on your phone or whatever, but think that this way. Let's say you make $50,000 a year. I'm picking a number. So I'm going to start a formula here in this little cell, $50,000. And the average full-time job, don't get too scientific here, works 2,000 hours a year. All right, 2,000 hours a year is 40 hours a week times 50 weeks. Okay, so I'm going to say $50,000 divided by 2,000. There we go. That means you make $25 an hour. $50,000 a year divided by a full-time job, 8 hours a day, 50 weeks a year, assuming you have 2 weeks of vacation, let's say. That's $25 an hour. So this right here, this 30 minutes would have earned me $12.5. Make sense? It's half an hour of a $25 an hour job. Didn't cost me anything. There's no other to deal with. Let's say that the next thing I did was meeting. And let's get a little more specific. Don't just put meetings. Meeting with boss. Okay, so you met with your boss. Good for you. And let's say that was something you and your boss, and it was your annual review. Let's even get more specific. Meeting with boss, annual review. If I'm misspelling things, so sorry. You know how it works for me. I'm a bad speller. We'll get used to that. So let's say this is relatively specialized. Nobody else can have my annual review but me, right? Okay. So you met with your boss. Say it took 60 minutes. And did you love it, hate it, whatever? Let's say it was neutral. Well, let's say you got a raise. Let's say you love it. Okay, cool. Great review. Good for you. And that $25 worth of income I earned sitting there at work doing that task that I'm being paid to do right then. Okay. Let's say the next day I went to lunch. Quick day, right? I'm just moving right along. All right, lunch. Let's say that was anybody could go to lunch, but whatever. Put easy. I know that sounds silly, but anybody can go to lunch. You could work through lunch if you wanted to. If you wanted to crank out and just make some money, you could work through lunch. Great. Let's say you took an hour for lunch. So I'm going to put this thing. I actually love lunch, so I'm putting my time right there. Again, these are minutes. It was easy. I love it. And it did not create me any income. I was not getting paid. And the value was time with friends. So I went to lunch with a friend. Okay. That's the kind of value we're looking for. You can put a dollar value in other, or you can put time with friends. All right. I'm just going to move on towards the end of the day. Let's say I picked up, let's say I picked up groceries. Let's say I picked up dinner on the way home, so food. Okay. Picking up dinner was relatively easy. Took me 30 minutes with traffic. I hate doing that, but it's something that has to be done because I got to eat, and so does my family. And it did not create any income for me. So you can see it was an easy task. It took me 30 minutes. I hate doing it. It took me 30 minutes. And it did cost me something, okay? Not a big deal. Let's get there in a minute. So income, it did not create income for me. I was not getting paid for that. It cost me something. I don't mean the cost of the food, right? Don't put that it cost you $25 to pick up dinner for your family. I'm looking for it cost you time and opportunity. So you can trade opportunity and time for someone to someone else. You can pay someone like Uber Eats to pick up your dinner. Okay. So let's say that cost me $10 and I could have paid the Uber Eats driver to do that because I chose to go pick it up. But if I had just simply thought ahead and done Uber Eats, I could have handled that for $10. I could have gone straight home and captured that time. Now, Maybe straight home means it wouldn't have taken me an extra, 10 minutes to get home instead of 30 minutes, so I would have actually saved 20 minutes. Think through it that way. I'm going to go back and back this up and put 20 minutes right there. Um, and I'm going to put 20 minutes right here. So the time it took me to drive home was actually 10 minutes. That way we can really capture all this, really think this through. 10 minutes there, and I'm neutral about driving home. All right, great. Didn't cost me anything. Sure, I could have hired a chauffeur, but let's not get too scientific. I have many friends who have chauffeurs or business associates who have chauffeurs because they've chosen to use their time that way. I have a business partner that I've known for years, and he actually has someone drive him on business trips constantly because he wants to work and make money instead of sitting behind the steering wheel. He's sitting in the back of his beautiful vehicle and doing work, making money while he's driving. Good use of time. But if it's just to and from work every day, unless you're about to hire a chauffeur, you don't have to calculate this. If you want to calculate what you pay somebody per hour to drive you around, feel free. Okay, so I'm separating these two out right here, this dinner and drive home, so you can see, hey, this would have only taken me 10 minutes to drive home. I actually lost 20 minutes, and I could have paid somebody $10 to save that 20 minutes. $10 worth 20 minutes of your time? If you're making $25 an hour, no, it's not. You should be making at least $60 an hour to make $10 worth 20 minutes of your time. Sorry, $30 an hour. So you're close, but you're not quite there. All right, kind of catching on a little bit. Let's put another one in here. Let's say I helped kids with homework. That's actually something I really enjoy doing. It takes slightly advanced. It took me 2 hours. Okay. I'm neutral about it, actually. Could I pay someone else to do that? Yes, we've hired tutors and done all that. But honestly, I choose to do this because it brings me value. Algebra is something I'm okay at, and it gives me time with kids. Okay. So, yeah, we've hired tutors for that in the past. We have one of those local tutoring places that our kids go to on occasion. But as much as I can, I do it with my kids because I want to spend time with them. I could be doing something else, but once my kids are home, that's why I've set my world up the way I have. So I really enjoy that. Okay. I'm going to do one or two more here, and then we'll get down to the bottom of the sheet, and you can see what else is going on. Hey, it looks like I changed all the dates here, didn't I? Let me just knock out, keep this all in the same date. Keep this all on the same date. Okay, great. Almost there. Cool. All right, let's do one more date here. And let's say this is watched TV and looked at Facebook. All right, let's say that took 60 minutes of my time. It was easy. Anybody can do that, right? And I freaking loved it, right? Wasting some time. There's nothing wrong with this. I'm putting this in here specifically so you can hear me say, don't judge how you use your time yet. There's nothing intrinsically wrong with that. If that brought you value and you need the chill time, which we all do, fine. If you're spending 4 hours a night watching TV, maybe that's a little off. I'll let you decide that. But, is that how much chill time you need? Or do you just need an hour to chill? We'll figure that out. But you see where we're going with here. Did that make me any money? Nope, nobody's paying me to watch TV. And was it an expense? Didn't cost me anything other than a Netflix subscription, right? So no, not an expense. I wouldn't really pay someone else to do that, so there was no expense I would incur to offload that if I chose to. And the value to me, other value, I would say was chill time. Okay, great. You can come back and look at these later. I'm going to scroll to the bottom for a second. So you can see we've labeled some easy, advanced, specialized. So how hard is this skill to teach someone else? Hate it, neutral, or love it. That's my own value that I'm placing on here. Do I enjoy doing this? Because if I love doing something, then I might want to keep doing it, right? Okay. And then the value, then the value here is, did I make money doing it? Was there an expense that I incurred doing it? Again, not the cost of the thing itself, like buying dinner, but an expense that I could have paid someone else. If I had been running a business with this thing, could I have outsourced that? And if so, what would it have cost me to outsource it? And then if there's some other value I get out of this, just go ahead and feel free to shoot it over to the side. All right, let's scroll down here, see what's going on here. I have put 300 lines in here for you. You can cut some of these out or add them. I figured I'd add them for you so it'd make it a little easier. Just scroll to the bottom of the page and you'll see this. Once you do this for 2 weeks, you're going to use those lines, don't worry. If you need to add lines, let me just show you real quick. You just simply select over here to the side. I'm just clicking and dragging. Don't click these little lines right here. The little lines, if you click them on those little arrows on here, it'll actually let you make a line bigger, and you don't want to make the line bigger. You just want, or smaller like I just did there. You just want to click in the middle right here and click it once and then drag down. And however many lines you drag, then you two-finger click or right-click, depending on what device you're using. And it'll say insert 9 rows above or below. Just insert 9 rows, and now I'm going to have 309 rows. See how that works? Great. Let me back it off to get my 300 rows back. Totals down here. So you'll see that I have totaled the number of minutes under the easy column, okay? If you scroll back up to the top, which I will for you, here's the number of minutes that we put in the easy. That was an easy skill set, advanced and specialized. Scroll down to the bottom again, and you'll see they're totaled up right here. 170 minutes were in the easy category, skills that weren't that hard. 150 were in the advanced category, and 60 of them were specialized. So 16% of the activities that were in this day that I just detailed out for you, 16% of them were specialized. Only I could do them, okay? Almost 40%, 39% were advanced. It took a skill set, but, didn't have to be me, but somebody with a brain and a good grasp of the knowledge I have. And then right there, 45% were easy. Anybody could do those, okay? So instantly, I've identified 45% of this day that, in theory, someone else could have done, right? And that's pretty cool. So keep that in mind for a second. Satisfaction. What's the satisfaction I'm receiving off of this activity? 11% of the things I did this day, I hated. All right? 42, you can see the time adding up. 40 minutes of the day, I absolutely hated. 60%, good boy, Blue. Be quiet. He's barking at the door for me. Kids just got home. They're getting snacks and stuff, so I'm taking a quick break to knock out a video. 160 minutes were neutral to me. That's 42% of my day. And I absolutely loved 180 minutes of my day. And that's 47%. Okay? So if I was going to get rid of some of these tasks, I absolutely love, by the way, almost everything I do in my day. Like, truly, I freaking love my day. I've been able to design it for several years now, and I've been working at designing it for probably 15 years, and I've got a fantastic day figured out. I love my day. So my day in real life is probably way above 90% right here, all right, and that I love it. And anything that I'm doing with my time is really heavily weighted in the specialized category, things that only I can do, all right, because I love doing the things I do, and I've been able to scale that down to where I get to do the things that I'm perfectly suited for and that I love to do, okay? So with that in mind, this right here tells me I would want to probably keep the things that I love, all right? And I'd want to delegate the things that are relatively easy. So the first thing I do to capture more time in my day, first thing I would do is I would find the things that I love doing and the things that are easy. Things I hate doing and the things that are easy. And I would find those matches. So I'm going to scroll back up here. And it looks like I hate picking up dinner, and it's really easy. That's something I would get rid of pretty quickly. Obviously, if I'm making more than $30 an hour, it's an even easier decision. I should have stayed at work or picked up a side job for the same skill set and paid somebody else to pick up my dinner and worked that 20 minutes if I love what I'm doing for a living, right? Right here's another one. Talk to Chris about the time log. Let's say this was something else in your day. I hated doing it and it was easy. I could offload that. If it was emailing or calendaring or a set of basic work tasks, if you have some control over your work situation right now, if you're at home and trying to create income and you can have someone else clean your house, I love cleaning house. I actually did my yard work myself this weekend because I love doing yard work. I hardly ever pay someone to do my yard work. I have my kids and I want them to learn to work hard, so I delegate that to them some. But I did it all myself this weekend because I really love it. I don't want to get rid of that. But if that's something that you're like, hey, yard work, I'm neutral about that, or I hate it, then pay somebody to do your yard work and go create income that's worth more per hour than yard work. I had a carpenter in our house last week replacing a bunch of doorknobs because we changed hardware. We have an old house, we changed some hardware. And so all the doors in the house got changed. I could do that. I'm handy. I love tools. I have great tools. I love woodworking, but changing doorknobs isn't my thing. I didn't want to do it. So I paid somebody $25 an hour to come and do doorknobs. Fantastic. He did a great job. And my hourly rate is way higher than $25. So while he was doing doorknobs in the middle of the day, I was sitting down and doing my job, and it was a good swap. I made more money. I did something I enjoyed, and I created income for him. It was a great swap. Do this process for 14 days. You don't have to think too hard. I'm giving this value section. That way you can start to think through how much your time is worth per hour or per minute. And that's an important thing to figure out. So I'm giving you that value section to work on there. But if you don't get to the value section, that's kind of confusing. It's okay. You'll get there in 2 weeks right now. And I'm going to put something on my calendar. So in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to create an episode that walks you through exactly what to do with this thing when it's super duper detailed. And we're going to get into delegating and how to hire staff, how to find technology that can take off some of these things. For instance, emailing and calendaring, there's technology that can do a lot of that for you, believe it or not, and make it seem like it's you replying. It's fantastic. Don't start Googling it, but it's there. So do the time log, figure out what's going on, start this for 14 days, and 14 days from now, we will revisit this and we'll dig into exactly what to do about your time. Okay. Start this now, start this today. All the other tasks we're going to give, great, jump in. We'll start doing those together. Keep up with how long they take you, but just run this for 14 days in the background. And then 14 days from now, we'll revisit. We'll do a lot of other things. We'll have covered a lot of ground between now and 14 days from now. But by the time we get there, you're really going to need your time. And so I want to make sure we can help you cut some time out. If you're working again, if you're working for the man, you got a corporate job and you're trying to escape that, we're going to help you crank this down where you get some time back in that workday and slim down the hours it takes you to actually do your real job, where you can take a little time out of your workday and create a side income for yourself. Okay. If that's okay with your boss, if you can slip out a little early, take a longer lunch break, or if they're like, hey, if you got your work done, feel free to sit at your desk, do whatever you want to do, then awesome. We're going to get you that time where you can go sit at your desk and do whatever you want to do. Okay. If you've got your own control of your own schedule, you're already an entrepreneur, or you're staying at home where you have free time of your own, then fantastic. We'll get that done too. And we'll create time so you can do more of what you should be doing, creating income for yourself, and less time just spinning around wasting time. And you may say right now, Chris, oh my gosh, I spend, like, for real, I'm the guy watching TV 4 hours and Facebook for 3 hours a day. I'm up till midnight doing this. I'm exhausted and wake up the next day. Hey, a simple thing for you to do right now, maybe simply stop some of those habits, shift some of that time. You don't have to cut TV or Facebook or social media or video games or whatever it may be that's your hobby that you think, I could cut that pretty simply right now. You don't have to cut all that immediately, but take 50% of it and use 50% of that time to create your new income stream, create your new business, to get the steps done, get the homework done that we're talking about. Because if you do this, your time will free up like mine. My time is so free now. I just love it. But I've only been able to do that because I was super hyper diligent about following the steps and freeing my time and doing what all the other coaches and books and processes that I read about and finally decided to execute on. Finally decided to do that. And wow, I wish I had done it sooner. But when I did it, it freed up my time and it freed up my income. And then all of a sudden, my time started producing double and quadruple, and even more than that, per minute every time I was working than it used to. And now I'm making tons more money in way less time. And so I've got a lot of freedom to do things that are better for me and my family and my community and things that I really want to do and enjoy and be a part of. That's what we're doing. So take action now. It may seem stressful, and TV is fun, but I promise you, TV is not creating a new income stream for you. It's not going to free up your time. Social media is not creating an income stream for you. It's not going to free up your time. Well, Chris, what if I was going to be running ads and doing networking on social media? Well, great. If you're pure in social media doing networking, that's how you're reaching out to people. Cool. Good for you. But really, Facebook's not really designed for that. It's not. It's designed to waste our time. So it's okay. LinkedIn is not really designed for networking and productivity. It's really not. It's a social network. It's designed to pull you in and get your time so they can sell ads and subscriptions and all that kind of thing. That's not bad. It's their business model. But just make sure you're using those things for tools for you and not like the 99% of people who are using it and it's just pulling their time away from them. Create income and create time. Don't let somebody else take your time and take your income. All right? That's what we have for today. Shoot me any questions you got. I know this is a little complex. Again, if this value section over here is confusing to you, don't worry about it. We'll revisit it in detail in a few weeks, 2 weeks from now, 14 days from now. Just start documenting your time. Jot down everything you do. Chris, do I put that I went to the bathroom? Just put break. Break's fine. I don't need to know if you went to the bathroom. So just type in break right there and we'll be fine. So put down, though, every time you put something in, put down how many minutes it took you in the skill set section and how many minutes it took you in the satisfaction section. Same time goes in each category. Just give me a time in skills and a time in satisfaction so we can find out how many minutes in your day or over the course of 2 weeks was used on things that were relatively easy that you could find someone or teach someone else to do, or advanced that take a relatively advanced skill set, or specialized that's something only you can do. Okay, I'm looking for those totals. How many minutes did you spend in each of those categories? I'm looking for the same number of minutes but totaled up in 3 other categories under satisfaction to figure out how much of that time those minutes were spent in I hate this job, I hope I never have to do it again, and neutral, I don't really care one way or another, or you love it. Because again, if we find things that you hate that are really easy to offload to somebody else, hey, let's do that, right? You're going to enjoy your job more. You're going to have more time on your hands. And voila, we freed up time. You can go create income. And the time that you're spending on what you're already doing every day, you're enjoying even more. That's a beautiful thing. All right. If you're loving it and it happens to be really easy to offload, we'll have to make a judgment call. You have to decide, I love it so much, I don't want to get rid of it, like me doing my own yard work. Or you might say, no, I love it, but it's easy enough. I should hand it off to somebody else because I love creating more income or getting more time for something else than actually that one task. You get the idea. Go and do this. Ask me questions. Chris.williams@scenthold.com. Chris.williams@scenthold.com. I promise I will answer your questions. I will send you these sheets. I'll do whatever I can do to help you figure this thing out. Okay? I've done it. I'm sure you can do it. I'm not the brightest guy in the world. It took me a long time, a lot of trial and error to figure this out. So I'm sure if you follow these steps, you can get it. Just start following the steps. Do what I say. I promise. There's nothing new under the sun out there. People have been doing this for a long time, honestly, for thousands of years. It's just getting it organized and actually taking action is what few people do. But you got this. So go get it. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.